Good morning, and thanks for tuning in to episode 10 of the What's Your 20 podcast. I'm your host, EPD Special Projects Coordinator Taylor Maris, and joining me again this week is Chief Philip Smith. Welcome.
Hey, thank you for having me. You forgot to mention that you are the 2024 Young Professional of the Year.
I am. Totally unexpected. Totally unexpected.
Super duper proud of you and well deserved, so congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I didn't even know I was nominated.
Well, I know the guy who nominated you.
Well, yeah, I boo-hooed all the way up to stage once I got on the stage.
But you know what? You didn't ugly cry, and I'm known throughout the community for my ugly cry, so, kudos to you.
I got a couple questions over the weekend, like, why is there a guy on the back of your Jeep? I said, oh, that's the chief. He's crying. He's a duck. Because we're Jeepers, and that's what we do.
Yeah, for those of you listeners out there that don't know, I cried one time, and everybody got pictures. You do not want to cry in front of police officers, but they got pictures, and now I'm a crying meme. I'm on magnets and stickers and socks and
buttons, all sorts of things. We like to spread that out worldwide as well.
Yeah.
Whenever we go to the International Chiefs of Police Conference, that's a good token.
I had a guy from North Dakota and send me a message on Facebook and said, hey, I got a picture of you in my car. You ride with me on patrol.
How funny is that?
So thank you guys.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm glad I'm not a meme. Because I know you put your phone away because you didn't want me to become a meme crying.
No, I didn't. So that's because I respect you, and I don't want people making fun of you like they do me. So.
Oh, that's why?
Yeah.
That's very thoughtful. Yeah, that's very thoughtful. So really, I don't have a huge agenda for us, but it's been 4 months since you were on the show last, back in April.
Wow.
And we decided to have you on the show every 10th episode. So
give the people what they want.
Well, Assistant Chief Hassler would disagree with that because he keeps tabs on who gets the most views.
So there's a competition that Assistant Chief Hassler has with everyone, but no one has this competition with him. He wants to make sure that his views on his podcast are higher than everyone's, and nobody's in competition with him. He's just
no.
We just want people to tune in.
I know. I don't know why it's such a funny. I don't know why it's a thing for him, but it's a thing. So. We'll have. Whenever he found out this morning that you were going to be back on the show, he's like, "What? The Chief's going? I don't get to be back on the show." Like, well, you're the reigning champ at this point. You don't need to be back.
He's the podcast champ.
He makes sure to remind us too. But a lot of things have happened since April. So right now, budget's going on.
Yes, this is my first budget as chief. I've been through this process as assistant chief, along with Chief Boland, but now it's all my responsibility.
Yeah.
And we're looking forward to putting together a good budget for the police department so we can move forward into 2025 with high expectations. So.
Can you explain what that means, a budget?
Yeah, so you only get so much money to do so many things.
That's how they work?
That's how they work.
But you have to present it.
Yeah, we have to present our budget to the city council, and our budget includes a number of things: our equipment, our technology, our payroll, all those things. So making sure that everything lines up with what we want to achieve in 2025. And so it's pretty interesting sitting down and kind of putting that together.
Yeah. Are there any new requests that we have? Or
there's always new requests.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Especially with a police department where technology is so important. There are things that we've had that are now outdated, and that's the funny thing about technology. It's like you blink and it's time for something new. So. Mm-hmm. Always looking to update our vehicles, our safety equipment, technological equipment, even promotional equipment, supplies and things like that. So it's always everything that makes up our police department is going to be involved with this budget. Yeah.
And a lot of people, so me being involved with the Evansville Police Foundation and especially the Policeman's Ball, a lot of people ask, well, why does the foundation have to raise money for the department? And so our Evansville Police Foundation is extremely important to our department. And when there's times that things come up throughout the year where something is needed, but it's not necessarily included in the budget, they can then put in for a grant request through the foundation. The foundation might be able to supply that for them.
Yeah, and we're eternally grateful for the Evansville Police Foundation. And a lot of agencies, not just the Evansville Police Department, around the country have these sorts of foundations to kind of help be supplemental to the things that they need to get their officers, the training equipment that they need. And we are very grateful for the Evansville Police Foundation.
Yeah, and a little shameless plug here. I'm the chair of the Policeman's Ball, and it's coming up in about a month. So it's September 21st.
Denim and Diamonds,
Denim and Diamonds.
You've been the chair of that event for the last
3 years.
3 years, and I can tell we've had a really good time since you've been the chair, and I really hope you can. I know it's a lot of stress because I've seen you behind the scenes, but I really hope you stay with it because I've gotten to wear my 80s gear.
Mm-hmm.
I got to walk with the stars on Hollywood.
Yeah, it's fun whenever you can make the theme something where people don't feel like it's going to be stuffy or they have to buy a suit or a tux, where they can just enjoy themselves and kind of be a little different for the night. And I'm anxious to see what people come up with for the denim theme.
Denim and Diamonds. I will tell you this, full disclosure, I am struggling to find,
because your denims don't match, right?
My denims don't match, so I got to figure.
Maybe that'll be the thing, though.
Maybe some non-matching denim.
So I bought a denim dress, a denim purse, and denim heels. And my boyfriend was like, I don't think you need to do all denim. Like, I think that's too much. I'm like, who's to say it's too much? Like, it's a policeman's ball, and this is the theme.
Well, hopefully I'll do just enough.
Yeah, don't do too much, apparently.
Yeah, just enough.
Yeah. But so that's taking place on September 21st, and you still can get tickets. And actually, you can still be a sponsor. If you want to sponsor, those deadlines are August 19th. And you can find more information out about that at evansvillepolicefoundation.org. We'd love to have sponsors and purchase a ticket. It's open to everyone, even though it's the policeman's ball. Anybody can come. And really, it's a lot of people that support the police department rather than police officers that do actually come. Yeah,
we'd love to have you, and we'd love to increase the number of not only officers that come to the event, but the number of citizens that just want to come hang out. It's really a good time, really good music.
Yeah. And we just decided who the award winners are, too.
Yes, come see the Officer of the Year.
Yep.
And
the Peer Award winner, which I heard this morning that the Peer Award winner is going to be at a Taylor Swift event, so he may not be able to attend.
Well, I mean, he's a Swiftie. So you got to do what you got to do.
So we're gonna coordinate that. We're gonna have a little video of him receiving his award. So we also do a community award winner and then a retiree Hall of Fame award winner. So those have all been selected, and we're anxious to present those awards to them on the stage too. But so I always know as the stressful part of the policeman's ball rolls around for me, that means school is ending.
Yeah.
So all of our summer programs have ended between Walking Wednesday.
You mean school's ending or school's starting?
You know what I mean. See, like I start thinking about the policeman's ball and things just go.
See, that I know is a prime example of how stressful it is.
It is. So school is starting. Completion of summer programs are ending. So Walking Wednesday, Read to Succeed, Movie Night in the Park. Do you think those were successful this summer? And if so, how so?
Absolutely. First of all, the cliche or the old saying, if you can reach one, you've done something, right? Our summer movies, we average probably around 50 to 90 people per event, which is great. That's a safe place in one of our parks for those individuals every Friday night throughout the summer. Greatly appreciate the partnership that we have with the fire department, the parks department. But that was something unique that we brought to our community, and it's something that next year people will be like, hey, you know what? They're doing the movies again in the park. We can take our kids there, and it's just safe, and food trucks, and it's just a really good time. So it's just something added amongst the many things that the men and women do here at the Evansville Police Department.
Yeah.
We since the last time we've spoken, we've added to our training unit. We've added a full-time training officer to make sure that our officers are better equipped to get out there. He's actually starting today in his new role, and so we're anxious to see what Officer Dutchke can do, along with Lieutenant DeYoung, Captain McQuay up there in this training unit to see how they can take us to that next level of training. Sergeant Brasher is up and running on in his new role, and we'll be starting health screenings for our officers very soon. I know we've done the preliminary, and we talked about this last time, new physical assessment that the officers do, and me and the command staff completed it. So we're just looking for overall wellness and just trying to get better as a police department so we can give our citizens the law enforcement they deserve.
Yeah. Well, and Officer Dutchke actually came into my office this morning. I didn't realize today was his first day in that role, but as a firearms instructor, he had asked me, what are some things that you would like to see different within our unit? And something that I always kind of wanted to do, because I have a passion for teaching other women, is just putting together like fellowship in firearms for women law enforcement. So just getting the women on our department, if they want to come out to Red Brush, I can run them through some drills. Because when you're in an environment where it's men teaching you how to shoot guns, it's pretty intimidating, honestly. Like, that's why I wanted to be a firearms instructor. And talking with Officer Dutchke about it, he said, if that's what you want to do, I think that's great, and I think you should run with it. So it sounds like he's open to new things in the future in terms of training and firearms. So we'll see how that goes, too.
No, absolutely. You know, that is probably a really good point that you just brought up. And, you know, I'm not a woman, so I've never thought about it in those terms, but I absolutely can see how that could possibly be a hurdle that anyone has to deal with. So kudos to you for wanting to do that. Mm-hmm. And not only does Officer Dutchke support it, but I want to let you know that I support it.
Well, thank you. And he had actually broadened it even more. He said, well, what about, quarterly, maybe you do something with the women? What if it's defensive tactics, 3 months later? And I really hadn't thought about that either, just kind of coordinating with the women on our department to not only build relationships with those women, because there's very few of us, really. I mean, we're hovering around 20. Mm-hmm. And so not only that, but getting to know other agencies, females as well, and seeing how we can help each other. So I've been watching a lot of Simone Biles in the Olympics and how she praises the other women. So I'm here for it. Yeah. Let's build up all the women we can.
Hey, shout out to Simone.
No kidding. How cool is that? Ella and Lily King,
Oh, yeah. You cannot mention the Olympics without talking about Lily, especially right here in Evansville. And, Lily got off to a little bit of a slow start, but then she picked it right back up and is a gold medalist again. So shout out to Lily King. Thank you, and congratulations for bringing the gold back home to Evansville.
Yeah, and the Olympics are still going on while we're recording this, but Jackie Young is still in it too.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see how they finish out.
I'm thinking they're getting gold.
How many years has it been? Like the women's U.S. Olympics basketball team.
So this will be their, I believe, 9th consecutive gold medal.
Okay, so that would be...
Whatever 9 times 4 is.
Like 36.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's a long time. But back to school. So we're in the back to school. Any tips on back to school for families? Or?
Yeah. So if you get out in the morning, you'll notice a much larger presence of law enforcement because the buses are out there and kids are at bus stops. So we want to make sure that our officers, our school resource officers, our traffic unit, our crossing guards, and even officers on motor patrol are a lot more visible to get people in the mindset that they're, we got little travelers, from about 6 a.m. to 8, and then right after, immediately when school's ending. Yeah. So definitely enforcing that. So if you get a citation because you're speeding in a school zone, you know what? You earned it. Yeah. Our babies are out there. You need to make sure that you're being cognizant and being aware of your surroundings. And, our babies didn't ask, for speeding cars. They just want a safe way to school so they can learn and get back home. So be aware that our officers are going to be out there. And back to school means more opportunities for our officers, our school resource officers, to work with the youth of our community. Yep. It means opportunity for more partnerships to further strengthen our relationship with the EVSC and the EVSC Police Department and the Vandenberg County Sheriff's Office and their community and juvenile units. It also means that programs for the nonprofits that partner with the police, like Cops Connecting with Kids, can get out and work out with kids. So very exciting time when school starts. Basketball starting up, football starting up. So
yeah, we were kind of talking about a little bit of Duke basketball and Titans football.
Yeah, I tell you what, but before we get to that,
because I feel like that's going to end the whole.
It's going to end the pocket. We got other stuff.
We've got 6 minutes, we'll come back to that.
Yeah, well, I'm focused on high school sports right now. So,
okay.
Ready to go around. And, I don't work a lot of off duty in my role because a lot of my time is spent, working in this role. Yeah. And you don't get a lot of time with family. But some of the off duty that I do work. Yeah. It's at local, high school sporting events, so it gives me an opportunity to stay connected. Yeah. And see some, good entertainment while I'm doing it. So
yeah, it's always enjoyable to watch, especially my alma mater, but being able to go back to the school that you learned from and then being able to serve them in the capacity of your professional life, it's pretty neat. So we work a lot of that off duty together. And then also our school resource officers have offices in the high schools. And then our CPOs have offices in the middle schools.
That's correct.
Is that right? Because I feel like for a while we were asked pretty often, how many officers do we have in the schools? How often are they there? And for us to have their offices stationed in those schools is very helpful to the EVSC as well. Yeah,
it's really nice for passerbys to ride by and see a police car in a school parking lot. Yeah. It gives that extra sense of safety and security. Me as a parent, I know it makes me feel good to know that a police vehicle, that a police officer is nearby while my child is in the classroom trying to learn.
Absolutely. And then since you've been chief, so can you believe it's been 8 months already?
Wow. And the place still hadn't burned down.
It's going good though, right?
Well, it's a testament to it has nothing to do with me.
You've made some changes though that.
Yeah, but the changes mean nothing if you don't have people that are willing to embrace those changes and people to walk alongside you. I've told you this. I've told all the officers out there. These officers don't work for me. Mm-hmm. I work for them, and I work with them, and I work alongside them. And that's the way that's the way I view things, and that's the way I'm going to approach things as chief. Even when I'm no longer in this role, that's how I'm going to approach things. I'm a temporary steward in this position, and while I'm here, I'm going to try to do some good and try to make this place a little bit better for everyone. But no, I can't accomplish anything without the assistance of my command staff, my assistant chief, you guys up working in the PIO office, the juvenile unit, the bunco unit,
all of them,
adult investigations, the partnerships, the FOP. Mm-hmm. I can't do anything that I want to get accomplished without having meaningful relationships with those people. Mm-hmm. And that's just inside the building. Then you got to get outside the building. So there's nothing special about me. It's just that I'm willing to work with everybody.
Yeah, you're a busy person.
And I appreciate that everybody's willing to work with me.
So another thing between you and the assistant chief, it seems like whenever I hear him making traffic stops one day, the next day you're also making traffic stops. So both of you are working alongside, Motor Patrol or the other units that are involved in the Evansville Police Department. But I did hear tomorrow morning, which, like I said, we're recording this a little early, but tomorrow morning in the school zones that Assistant Chief Hassler is dropping off his son, and then he's going to work the school zones.
That you know what, I applaud him for doing that, and that's what I like to see. Mm-hmm. I like to see not only our officers out there with taking that aggressive step towards stopping and stopping individuals that are committing violations, crime, whether it be traffic or otherwise. But it's nice to see people that are in the administration that are willing to roll their sleeves up and get out there and work with our officers. That's the job we all signed up for. When I sat down and interviewed, I interviewed to be a police officer. I didn't interview to be the special projects coordinator. I didn't interview to be a sergeant. I didn't interview to be assistant chief or the chief. I sat down to be a cop, and that's all encompassing. That's enforcing traffic law, criminal law, educating people on civil law, and that's the fun part of the job. That's that's one of the most challenging parts of the job, and for the assistant chief to still embrace that and roll his sleeves up and get out there, that inspires me to get out there and do it myself.
Yeah, so I just want to let you know he's going to be out there doing that in case you wanted to.
I just want to put it out there that I've been on the street more than him, though.
By the time this airs, that might change.
No. I've jumped in the car on random days with officers.
You have.
You can ask.
No, I know you have. I
jump in the car and I say, you know what? Let's ride and let's fight some crime.
Yeah.
And the old man still got it.
I've heard what all you guys have been doing. But talking about being the chief, you've been able to have graduates from the academy in the past 4 months, and then also new hires in the past 4 months since we were on here last. So what's that been like to be a part of new officers swearing in to work for our agency, and then also seeing them graduate and start the whole process of becoming a police officer?
So I'll hit on the first step, the watching them come in. That is so exciting because I remember that excitement. And to see their badges that have never been used and see how shiny they are, like
you were looking at mine, weren't you?
Well, I look at yours. I look at mine when I wear my Class A. And I told the last class, I said, you know what? Look at your badge today because it'll never be that shiny again. It's the shiniest. That's when it's fresh out the pack.
Yeah.
Shiniest the badge will ever be. And so you're excited for them that way. But when they graduate, that is the most humbling feeling in the world to be able to address these officers that are hungry to do the job in front of their families and talk about the meaning of what they've just accomplished and what the next steps is. So the easy part is over, right? You've graduated. The academy was as easy as it's going to ever get for any officer because you're not in harm's way,
right?
You're not jumping in front of stuff. You're not dealing with stuff. You're not breaking up domestics. You're not getting dispatched to shots fired.
Right.
It's about to get real, and to be able to tell that message to the families that the sacrifice that your loved one has just made to put others in front of them, put their their own safety
right.
for others.
Yep.
I mean, there's no greater honor than that, to live a life like that, and it's no greater honor than to talk and address those people and tell them, hey, you know what, you got something to be proud of. You got somebody in your family to be proud of today.
Yeah. I'll never forget that feeling. It's like you're on top of the world the day you graduate the academy, and then that Monday comes around, and it's like you're at the very bottom again. Like, I got to learn all this. Yeah. I'll never forget that.
You know, do you remember the first time you had to find your seat in roll call?
So I kind of knew not to find a seat. Like, I was already kind of given that information. Like, don't take a seat, because we kind of have non-assigned assigned seats in a sense.
You're the new kid.
Yeah. So I just kind of hung back and waited till I could, find one that was empty, and then I just slid in.
That's what I did too. I've never seen anybody just go sit down.
No.
It seems like everybody gets that memo.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm glad that I did. But wrapping up here, so I was putting in my schedule, UK's basketball schedule coming up.
Oh, yeah.
In my calendar, and we're playing each other.
I know.
In November. Last year we couldn't watch it together.
We couldn't watch it. I don't know what happened.
One of us was out of town or something.
Yeah, but we need to make a friendly bet or friendly wager right here.
Uh-huh.
You don't believe in your team?
Oh, no, I believe in my team.
Friendly wager right now.
So that's in November.
In front of all the people, in front of all America.
Oh, wow. Okay. What are we betting?
I don't know. You get.
How about Taylor gets a newer squad car?
Ooh, I can't do that, T. Can't do that.
If you could hear what mine sounds like right now, you would do
But
that.
I'm working on it.
I know you are. Talking about budgets.
I can't give you a car based on us having a bet for bet. How about
That's like that's a felony that I just tried to commit, isn't it?
Yeah, you're trying to get me to lose my job on air. I'd say lunch. We could do lunch.
Okay. We do that like every day.
I don't know. We're two cops on the air talking about gambling, which is wrong. Well, no, there's a casino in Evansville.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're well within our rights.
Yeah,
here.
It's not like we're trying to So,
dude, do you have UK gear?
Yeah.
I got Duke gear.
Why wouldn't I?
Would you wear Duke gear? How about this?
Oh no.
Yes. Loser has to wear the other team's gear. How about that?
To wear?
I don't know. I mean, at least
like around my house.
I mean, there's got to be at least social media pictures.
Okay, we can do that.
There's got to at least be social media pictures.
We can do that.
Okay, Duke UK.
All right, November or something. November 4th or something. I don't know.
Yeah, figure it out.
All right, and the Titans, are they looking good? I'm a Cowboys fan, so I get it.
We'll see.
Okay, and then college football.
Florida Gators.
Okay, I'm going for Alabama this year.
You switching teams?
I never really had a college football team, but
you got a friend that knows.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Gotcha.
So I kind of have to cheer for.
Well, that's loyalty.
Roll Tide.
That's loyalty. I respect that.
Yeah. So we'll see. But anything else you want to add before we wrap up here?
No, I just wanted to say, just to you, I really appreciate what you're doing here with this podcast and trying to. One, you're making the connectivity between the officers and the PIO office. I mean, you're making that connection meaningful. You're putting out information about our agency to the community, and people get to chime in and check in. And it's very lighthearted, but there is information that comes out that's important. Mm-hmm. I just want to say congratulations, kudos, golf clap.
Oh,
kudos to you, well deserved on your award, and just keep doing what you're doing. And keep building our officers up. They deserve it, and I just want to say thank you.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that, and it's enjoyable, and I get to learn about other officers as well as the rest of the community, so it's rewarding all around, so that's all I can ask for. But thank you for being here. We'll see you in another 10 episodes, which will be another 4 months. So, and thank you for tuning in to the What's Your 20 podcast. You can tune in again on August 31st to hear from AIU Detective Kaylee Hastings. Make sure to subscribe and follow our Spotify and YouTube accounts to stay up to date on all podcast releases. Have a good weekend.